Welcome to this tutorial on how to create a packaging design. I'm going to be doing that in Adobe Illustrator. The first thing to do is create your new template. And you need to think about the actual size of your design. If you're making a large grocery bag that's going to be 10 inches tall, you'll need to have space for both sides as well as the actual base of the bag. So I'm going to go with 30 inches wide and with a 30-inch height as well to start my template. So here I have the template space. I'm just going to grab the rectangle tool and just click and drag a shape. Doesn't really matter the size here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the transform tool, which you can see here, and if you can't see it there, under window you can locate transform. And I'm going to tell the box to be the exact size that it needs to be. So in the width and the height, if I'm making say a paper grocery bag for instance, I'm going to make it 5 inches wide with a height of 8 inches across. So here I have a grocery bag, and this is the base of the bag. So I know, for instance, that I need to have my sides line up when they fold together. So I can actually use the anchor points of both of those to see that it's 5 inches wide. Right now I have a height of 0. I can drag it, and as I'm dragging it, kind of find a size. Or if I go straight to my transform tool, I can say my grocery bag is 10 inches tall. And then I can actually move it to align it to where the grocery bag actually ends so that they connect properly. And sometimes for this, it's helpful to zoom in because it is a farther away screen. When it looks close, you zoom in, you'll see that you're no longer actually that close, and you can move the bag accordingly. Now I know that my two sides of the bag are going to be equal height, so I can copy and paste that exact shape and align it up as well. And now I can see that the top of the screen is running off a little bit, so I'm just going to run it down a little bit so that it fits on my template, my artboard. You can see there's lots more space at the bottom. If you find that all of a sudden now your artboard is too short, you can go to File, Document Setup, Edit Artboard, and now if you see, you can drag the size of the artboard to be bigger or smaller for your work. So that was under File, Document Setup, Edit Artboard. Okay. And then to get rid of the lines, you just hit your black cursor and poof, you're back to the original. Now for the sides of my bag, I know that again the side needs to line up to match the width there, but now how tall up my bag goes, it needs to match the other height. So it's important that it's going to be the 8 inches across the bottom, but it needs to be 10 inches so that when it folds together, these two sides can actually be the same height. And then I can copy and paste that bag to have the same additional size. And there you can see that I have my bag. Now again, it's helpful just to zoom into that main intersections to make sure that everything's connected and aligned. There you go. From there, it's important to realize which way your text is going to be going. I can't have both texts going in the same direction. And what I mean by this is I'm going to say that I'm a restaurant, whichever restaurant name you would like. Let's make this more legible. Okay, so I'm a restaurant. Now, I'm just going to create outline so it rotates easily. So, here I have one name where I have my restaurant name. I cannot have the other one going the same direction. If it's going to fold upwards, this needs to be reflected across the other horizon so they both fold up and be legible. Same deal. If I have it on the side bag, it would need to be reflected so that it would be upside down again with the bottom so that they would fold together. If you're looking to fill it with a color or a pattern, if you select all your shapes, notice I've selected my 4 shapes, I can go to Object, Live Paint, Make, and now whatever color I have in my paint bucket, which is hidden right here, and as you can see the command for that is K, just simply K. Whatever color I have in my paint bucket, I can fill into the restaurant, and that works for swatches as well. So if I found a swatch that's more applicable to my brand below here, then I can use something from that as well. And whichever one you open, you'll get a whole array to change the color as you feel necessary. And then you can use your swatch and your paint bucket to fill it till you find the right pattern for you, or the right color for you. In addition to creating this film, you're going to want to think about how the box folds together. So once you've added that, you're going to want to actually grab your pen tool and create a little extra fold line. And the reason for this is that you need to have somewhere where this will actually close and be able to glue inside of that. So you won't need on every piece, but you'll need on every other side, so one per piece, so that it can actually glue and adhere together. And that's just somewhere where you're actually going to cut the folds together, so that when you fold cut, this will get hidden underneath of this side and you'll be able to adhere the bag together. If you have multiple sides, then you just measure out each piece, for example a box, and again, as long as you select the shape and then hit the transform menu, you'll be able to add your measurement. If there's any questions, please send me an email. All the best.